Hey there, YouTubies. So, first, I wasn't gonna do any Secondhand Lands on this channel, but I mean, it's one of my favorite games, so I thought, hey, why not do it anyway? So, yeah. I'm gonna do a video on how to start playing and some of the basics of the game. So, yeah. If you don't know what Secondhand Lands is, it's a fairy tale game. Our game set in a fairy tale world. There are 4 non-human playable races: the sheep, wolf, cat girl, and scrapper. And the scrapper has several sub-races that you can play as. You can download the game on Steam or from the website secondhandlands.com. So, you know, after you've created your account, which you can do by clicking on the plant right here and verified it, just log in. Alright, and then to create a new player, when you first log in, the screen will be empty. You won't have any characters, but you just go to new player, and you know, you pick which race you want. You can be a sheep, wolf, scrapper, cat girl, and we're gonna make a wolf, and we'll name it Starter. And you cannot have the same name as other people. So if your name is taken, the game will tell you, and you know, you just gotta change it or adjust it. So yeah, and then you press play. Read and agree to the terms of service, and enter. So right away, you know, you won't have that daily grind thing pop up for you right away, but I've logged on before, so that's why it's popped up for me. But the news will pop up. This is where you'll see all the changes to the game and everything, all the change log. Press OK. And I like to adjust all my stuff right away when I make a new character. And I don't like to see the window frames on things, so I get rid of that right away. I also hide the background on this thing up here. And I hide the window frame on that. And I hide the window frame on that. And then you can go ahead and pull your world map out. You can pull your quests out. Move your shake over. Move your sit over. And move your dance over. And you don't have to pull your attack out, but you can. And then you can size your text window, which will show speech, to however you'd like. You cannot change the size of your compass, however. So enable to move is just A, S, W, D, you know, are the arrows, like most games, and then to pivot is Q and E. And it's pretty simple. And the game has an on-screen radar, which you can open by pressing Control M. And yeah. And then you can open your menu or your world map by pressing Control W, and then you can adjust this to however you'd like it as well. I usually like to adjust mine so that way I can see the whole map. Don't really need to see the ocean though. Then I hide the background and hide the window frame so that way it's easier to see around it. And if you want to start questing right away, you can come over to Puss in Boots, talk to him, and then, you know, he'll tell you to go talk to somebody. And in your waypoints bar here, it'll show you exactly where to go. So you just gotta follow that. No. And then talk to the quest giver. Do what they want you to do. Just follow the waypoints. And then to attack things, there are a couple ways you can do it. You know, you can run at it and, well, it fleed from me. Oh, jeez. It's chasing rats, I tell you. You can run at it and hit, you know, right click on it. Yeah, your fairy helper will heal you for as long as she's there. She's only there for a certain amount of time, and then she goes away. Not time, but a certain amount of levels, and she goes away. Or you can press tab, and then you can hit the attack bar, which right now we only have one, which is just our basic attack. And then, as you can see in your player stats up here, I have leveled up, and there are two ways to open your skill window, by pressing Control S or just simply by clicking on your level. And then in the skill editor, there are 4 different types of skills that you can have, and they all have different skills within them. We're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna do Hellhound, why not? And then that'll show up in your action bar. And since I have an attack now, I'm going to take that out. Not all skills are attacks, by the way. Some are buffs. So it's important to read the description on them. And then you just press the attack bar. And then you're using your attack. Of course, you know, since it's not very leveled up, it doesn't last that long or anything. And yeah, so that's how you attack. And you're probably wondering, you know, what do you get from sitting since you can sit? When you sit, it actually helps your action, mana, and health go up faster if you need to regain it. So it's actually beneficial to do so. And you don't even have to have it up on your action bar because pressing C will make you sit as well. And then there are other things that you can adjust. If you go into your options, you can adjust your field of view, non-collidable densities. You can't see player names anyway. That option hasn't been taken out of the game yet, but you can't see them now anyway. You can choose not to have your system messages show on screen, like if a GM were to send out something, it wouldn't show on the screen, it would just show in your log instead. And you can choose to show simple shadows if you want. You can turn it off. You can turn off non-collidables, but that makes the game look really plain. You can turn off adversary names, I mean, and NPC names if you want to make things more difficult for you, but while you're questing, I would recommend keeping them on. You can turn them on after you're done questing. I mean, you don't have to have them on the entire time either, but it'll make it easier for you. Then you can adjust your sounds, you know, to however you want them to be. You can also choose to turn off all sound, or, you know, all that. And then I usually turn off my obscenity filter right away. But, I mean, it doesn't really matter, because you can't hear other players unless you are friends with them. That setting was put in there to avoid bullies and trolls, you know. So yeah. You can also turn on action dips in the health, which means that when your action bar is empty, your health will start to deplete. You can change your keys, and you can actually change and add what kind of logs you have down here. Like, you can change local, so that way it isn't like everything, it can only be spatial and speech. So spatial is like the area around you, and then speech obviously is speech from like NPC chatter and people around you as well. But you can like take group and guild out, and then you can make a separate tab for them by adding new, and you can change the color of each text log as well. So yeah. Then there are other things like opening your inventory, which is Control I, and then opening your relationships after you've made friends, because you can add and remove friends here, but you can also type /friend player name if you want to. And then once you join a guild, you'll also be able to see who your guild members are. Guests are people that you can that you invite to your land after you have land. And yeah. Let's see. You can also open your quest menu by pressing Control Q, so then you can see all your active quests. I currently don't have any. And you can open your action bar to see all the other actions that you can do, like release reins if you are mounted. This allows the other person to be able to control you instead. Like if you had a scrapper mounted to you, they'd be able to control you instead of you controlling where you're going. And then, the only way to make that stop is to dismount or to have them release the reins back to you. And you can hug people or NPCs. You gotta put it in the action bar. And, you can keep your map up there if you want. It doesn't really matter. And I don't think that I'm missing anything for the basics. Well, I suppose I can put the contest window on there. You can open the contest window by Control C. And since this is an action for opening the contest window, Control C does not work for copying, so you'll have to right-click to copy things. But you can open the contest window, which shows you all the active and inactive contests. Active ones are white. Ones to yet to have happened. That's not a sentence. Ones that haven't happened yet will be yellow. Ones that already have happened are red. So yeah, you can juice. You can buy juice from. You can't buy it in Cat Village. There is a vendor here, but you cannot buy juice from her because. I guess you can buy juice. No way. I didn't realize that you could. So you can buy juice from this vendor, and it'll make it so that way you can be attacked by other players, but it gives you an experience and looting bonus. It allows you to pick up better loot, and it allows you to gain, is it 10 or 20 more percent more experience? It's one of those two. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it actually does help quite a bit. So, yeah. Just something that I figured that I'd mention. And basically to use it, you just Control I to open your items. I suppose I can show you the starter kit as well. The starter kit gives you some gear. And if you don't want that gear to show, you can press Control P, which will take you to the player menu. You can go to Equip, hold Shift, and press the X's if you don't want people to see your gear. You can also see your badges, your stats. You can make your own profile, which can only be seen if you are friends with somebody. And you can see your progress on the daily grind, which, yeah. If you fill this, you get a market token, juice, or a pet treat. So yeah. And then you also get a gifted expert makeup kit, which is pretty cool. And there's a lot of different things that you can do with this. And you want to go to the tinting texture if you want to change your colors. You can choose, whatever you'd like. you know? And choose your tints. Yeah. And then when you're ready and you like how it looks, you can press commit and it'll keep it like that. You can also change the color of your gear with the item tinting kits. You just click on which gear that you're doing and then, you know, do that. And when you're ready to go to the next one, you want to hit commit and then reopen another item tinting kit. Otherwise, if you just click on the other one, it will delete everything that you did on your previous item. So you want to hit commit when you're, you know, when you have committed to what you want. So yeah. Then you got your beginner collection album, which only holds one of each resource, but that will basically, what collections allow you to do is that you can trade these into their collector for an item. There's also your vault that you can store things in. If you don't want to use it right now, you can put it in your vault. And Linda Lulu here is a market person, which allows you to buy items from other players, including crafted gear. So yeah, that is the basics of Secondhand Lands. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more Secondhand Lands and other types of videos from me, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.